Hello. Today I wanted to come on here and thank all of you that have maintained yourself in integrity and in your values, and especially those in the last few years. I'm aware that some of you have had to change jobs, careers, you've had to move home, maybe you've been without a home, have to move states, different countries, change schools, change social circles. There could have been relationship breakdowns, whether that be with intimate partners, with friends, with family. And I also just wanted to recognize and share that I personally felt super blessed. There was many ways in which my life could have dramatically shifted and changed. And to be honest, it remained a rather smooth ride for myself, even though I live in a city, and even though I have a job that many would consider to be quite professional. I was able to continue a lot of my life as I normally would. Had some really good conversations with my boss about where I stood on particular things, and they were very adaptive and open to seeing whatever we needed to do to make things work so that I could remain in that place. I don't socialize in the city as well. I am aware, when I don't drink, I don't do a lot of these sort of city socializing events, so I wasn't being faced with a lot of challenges in regards to socializing. Most of my friends, they live out of the city, so yeah, and most of my, what I would consider time that I use for enjoyment is in peace, is going to places in nature where there's generally not a lot of human population anyway. There's a bigger sense of freedom in those spaces. Obviously, my work with event management, there was some effects with that due to obviously events having to change dates or cancelling for maybe that intended year or a couple of years that they would normally have their events on. But even in those spaces, when we were able to get together, there was ways in which we could find loopholes, if you could call it, to be able to still put some of these events on. And a lot of people in those spaces in the small lifestyle music festivals I'm involved in, they are very aware of some of the shenanigans that we encounter in the world. And yeah, I felt really unfuckwithable. I really left it up to spirit and was like, okay, there's any place or people that I should be no longer engaging with in my life, then bring on the walls, bring on the challenges and the obstacles. And I wasn't really faced with any of that stuff, which I found really interesting, and feel, again, just want to say, like, super blessed, because I didn't have to go through a lot of challenges that many other people did. And there were also many friends of mine who didn't have to go through those sorts of challenges either, because they already are living lifestyles in which they are not heavy reliant on particular systems, which is also rather beneficial at times, especially in regards to some of the shenanigans that have been presented in the last few years, no longer hidden, shall I say. And yeah, I trust that a lot of you are now living a life even more aligned with your values and with your integrity, And if you are still adjusting to these changes and challenges that you've been faced with, I trust that you will be able to integrate that as gracefully as possible. And if you need support, I encourage you to reach out to your trusted peers in your community, and don't be afraid to ask for that support. There is a number of us who have been very aware as to how the ways in which some parts of the world operate for many, many years. And myself, growing up in an environment with a father who very much encouraged questioning of authority, and some really interesting late night conversations that we would have throughout my life with him, allowed me to always, should I say, the comfortability in speaking about certain things and researching certain aspects of the world, and being able to hold the multitude of awarenesses of what was going on, has been going on for a long time. Whereas I know that for some of you, it's all a very new, or it feels a very new sort of journey and chapter and awareness and awarenesses that are being invoked within you. So, yes, it's just beginning, my friend. That's all I can say. I'm very excited as to the crumbling and the chaos that will continue to follow. And I say that without disregarding the challenges and that will be faced, and it will be rather difficult for some, if not many. And I'm aware of that, and I'm sending love to that. But again, we all make our own choices, whether that's before we're here or while we're here, or both. And at the end of the day, we all have these choices that we get to make. And if someone chooses a path in which is more challenging and comes with more naivety and less perspective, if I could put it that way, then at the end of the day, that is their choice, and it's not up to me to change them as they are. I can send them love on their path, and if they require and are open to my support or support of others to shifting their perspective or opening into more levels and layers of awareness of who they are in the world, then may that follow. Anyway, so thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for remembering more of the truth of who we are. May we may we be as ready as we need to be, and be as resilient as we need to be to face the potential unfoldings that shall follow of this interesting time to be alive on this earthly plane. And I will see you in the next vlog.